It kind of went under the radar,
Neither do I.
but the Avalanche picking up Evan Rodrigues at like the 11th hour, right? It was like, where's Evan Rodrigues going to play? It's like, oh, Colorado. Like,
why not?
Evan Rodrigues has 9 points through 17 games. Like, he's going to have a career year.
6 of those points being goals as well.
Yeah, exactly. Like, he's going to have a career year in Colorado. And I think, when you look at fit as a free agent, how can you not look at Colorado and say, okay, there's a place that I can really up my value for free agency? Because I don't think Evan Rodrigues
what else is interesting?
got what he thought he was going to get in free agency.
Now that we see this lineup in front of us and we've heard Bo Horvat's name rumored a little bit as we transition into trade talk here a little bit, you put Bo Horvat right there on that second line, playing with Newhook and Olsen. Ooh, I mean, he just now that you see it, because we got people on the podcast, we got the lines in front of us here now for the Colorado Avalanche. And I'll tell you what, Bo Horvat's name would fit beautiful if you're an Avalanche fan right there on that second line.
I mean, yeah.
The 1-2 punch of McKinnon Horvat right now.
Well, here's the thing is Evan Rodrigues is the team's second line center right now.
And then Horvat going onto that power play in the bumper.
Exactly. Oh. Yeah. No, it's like,
oh, it's dangerous.
You look at the teams that Frank Saravalli, our friend over at Daily Faceoff, mentioned as
good
being
pal Frank. Name you can trust, you say, right?
Yes. Name you can trust. Ends in an LLI. Name that you can teams that would be interested in Bo Horvat. Colorado's right there, right? Like, they've got the assets. Again, you talk about Bo and Byram as being somebody who, maybe the Canucks can look to structure a deal around. Like, there's concussion issues there. I get it, but like, the Canucks have to do something here. And again, you see the trade market heating up. There was the 2 trades today. Ryan Reeves going to the New York Rangers. Rangers sending back a 5th round pick to the Minnesota Wild. I think I screwed that up a little bit.
Yeah, completely.
Minnesota Wild acquire Ryan Reeves is what I should have said.
Yep.
From the Rangers, and they get a 5th round pick.
Yeah, I know that Reeves apparently requested a trade out of there and happened pretty quick. The other one, Connor Timmins, who's playing in the AHL for the Tucson Roadrunners, I believe. That's that's Arizona's minor league team for a Toronto minor leaguer, but he's 6'9". He's this Curtis Douglas guy. I love to watch. Seen Abbotsford play against him a few times. He's a monster.
Back to Horvat.
Okay.
What do you think in a trade with the Colorado Avalanche? What do you think is a good return for the Canucks, and what do you think is a feasible return for the Canucks? Like, what could you see happening, and what do you think would be something that you look at and say, okay, that's an A+? Because AJB jumped in the chat and said 2 first rounders.
Ooh, yeah. It's not like their prospect pool is that jacked up anymore. They've kind of had a few players of them graduate. I'm just trying to seep through here and see if there's a name that even really sticks out that I like from their prospect pool, and not really.
So you go picks then.
I'd like to probably go picks here at this team. There's not really, there's not a name that sticks out really as someone that intrigues me that much off of this prospect system. So you'd look at certain players like Owen Byram might be interesting, but I know he's battled injury again this year. So I think you're looking more towards picks at this point with the Avalanche. And I think that's the interesting thing, because I do think, like, we talked about it with the Columbus Blue Jackets, and like we saw so many players in that range of, it seems, where the Canucks want to trade for. So to look at other teams' prospect pools and say, well, this might be picks, and is that longer term for the Canucks? I just think that, moving on from Horvat is an interesting thing in its own right, of obviously the return that you're going to get. But here's the other thing that I don't think gets talked about very much is clearing up $5 million of cap space right now, right? When you move Horvat, you're taking away $5 million of your cap space right now. You can do something with that. The Canucks have no wiggle room right now to, be a team that facilitates a trade for another organization or anything, or takes on a contract to kind of end this year so that they can go out and make a trade. Like, that $5 million might also get you another boost into thinking about the Horvat deal. And I don't think that's talked about at all, really, because everyone's going to talk about the return. If you utilize that space correctly, you can boost the return that you're getting from Horvat by using that extra space there. And I mean, it's not like the Avalanche, I'm just looking at their picks now. They don't have a second, a third, a fourth in this coming draft. They don't have a second or a third in the 2024 draft. So yeah, I mean, you're looking at a first round pick, it probably in this upcoming draft here. I don't know if you're getting 2, but with them not really having many picks down the road, maybe you are getting like a first in 2024 and 25, and them keeping onto their first this year to kind of keep their window as open as possible and try and make a draft this year. So it might be 2 future first.
I mean, that's fair.
And
That's a
then
fair return, I think.
kind of like that, right? Like, obviously, I don't think the Avalanche are going to fall off, but you never know what happens.
Yeah,
2 years down the
exactly.
road.
It's that same philosophy that the Avalanche used with, the Ottawa Senators. It
Right.
got them Bo and Byram,
Worked
right?
well for them, yeah.
It got them Bo and Byram. Like, the Ottawa Senators thought they were going to be competitive, and they weren't. And they ended up giving up I believe it was 4th overall selection. Was it that pick? I might be.
You're right.
Getting
No, you're right.
confused. Okay, 4th pick. Yeah, excuse me. 4th pick, and they use it to select Bo and Byram. Like, that's the scenario you're hoping for, right? And again, on the other side of that, if you're the Canucks, you're probably looking for a pick sooner. But again, if you're taking the Avalanche's pick, probably going to be like mid to late 20s in the first round.
Yep. No, I mean, and that's the way you probably need to look at it when you start to see value, because everyone would be like, 2 first-round picks. Are you kidding me? Yeah, but it's like 2 very late first-round picks likely. And I was thinking, I'm looking through the prospect pool, and I was like, well, there's really not a lot coming for the Avalanche. So I had to look up what they did at the most recent draft. They didn't draft till the 6th round. I completely forgot about that. That they didn't draft in the first 5 rounds of this past draft. So
Wow.
They didn't really add a lot of prospects here, but hey, they just won the Stanley Cup. Let them do whatever the hell they want.